I'm living on Easy Street, and it feels about a treat when I'm on Easy Street. Bringing out the cheap champagne, getting pretty on the gravy train.
I tell you what, there was no champagne being popped in episode 2. Absolutely sucked, Carol. Damn it, my voice is popped, man.
Are you on the cheap lem sips?
Must be. Yeah, there was no champagne being popped in episode 2. We got the obviously the debut of the Kingdom and Carol and Morgan boring us to death. But I tell you what, this was the return to a pretty good episode, and I think if season 7 focused more on the Saviors and more on Rick and just this direct battle between the two groups, this could have been a lot better. But we've already seen the Kingdom bore us to death. We're going to get Oceanside soon enough. Then, of course, who can forget the Scrapyard people as well? You know, just as good as the Saviors can be. We know there's going to be a lot of shite sprinkled in.
No, there is going to be a lot of shite sprinkled in, and this episode you may as well drink it in, because I think this is one of the few actual decent episodes this season outside of the premiere.
Yeah, and I think that is mainly because it focuses quite a lot on Negan and
The Saviors.
The Saviors.
We see Dwight, we see Sherry, we see Negan, we see a few other members. I mean, it's time for Malice.
No Simon, but I do believe that Simon is on his way to Alexandria.
Yeah, and that's why.
That's why he's not there.
Well, actually, this episode did take place. I mean, I'd say a few days at least.
Maybe he was sleeping, I don't know.
Yeah, but I like the wee tune. It's time for Malice. You know, Dwight, some guy's getting battered. He steals his mustard. He then steals his pickles. It's time for Malice.
You know what? You
yeah.
wouldn't think that you could make a sandwich that looks that appealing this far into the apocalypse. You know,
I don't mind mustard. I'm not a big fan of green gherkins. I don't mind pickles, but there was no meat in it.
But I know, but there's probably a lack of meat to go around. Here, I would say that the Saviors have probably got some of the best food available to them. They're eating better than the Scrapyard.
Well, I think we've seen that scene in Dead City between Negan and Stephen Hugg, and we always call him Stephen Hugg or Trevor, don't we?
We never call him by his actual name, Simon. Simon Suits. But yeah, I remember they were eating pretty well back then.
Yep. So that was good. But Daryl, he's on the dog food. You know, he's getting tortured. I'm living on Easy
I tell you what,
Street.
they must have starved him for a bit because he ate that dog food like it was a
Shite.
Michelin chef.
Ah, well.
Well, didn't he like a shite at some point?
It was shite, but he ate it like it was Michelin's free.
Yeah, he ate it like Gordon Ramsay was giving him room service in the middle of the night.
No, right. This episode, it literally just takes place here. Dwight is tasked with going after a runner who's escaped. But prior to this...
first of all, he's tasked with breaking Darrow, I believe. He's getting Darrow to confirm that he is Negan.
Yeah.
He's getting Darrow to step in line.
This whole
Negan
thing, I think it's weird, man, right? We will put polls out, but it's like...
No, I understand why it's done, because Negan wants everyone to basically... It's like a protection for Negan, and it's like it shows that everyone's committed to him and everyone follows him by...
Yeah, but how the fuck did he ever get this amount of people into this sort of situation?
Well, I think that may be told this season, or maybe season 8, who knows?
Or, you know, later. But it's just weird, and then you see Dwight, and it's like, he's just pimping out his wife to save his life.
Nah, you know he's not. His wife chose that. That was her choice.
Yeah, but, he's sitting here not doing much about it.
Well, obviously, his wife must value Dwight's life more than fucking her, you know, I don't know, sex life.
Yeah, but Dwight could still do something about it.
What can he do?
He's sitting here. He's sitting here drinking with Negan when he can fucking kill him.
He's sitting there with half his face burnt off, and if he does anything, he'll probably get the other half burnt off, then get bummed and died or something.
Oh, do you think Shane's sitting here drinking with Negan?
No, I don't. But here's the thing: Shane's like Shane is like they don't make men like Shane anymore. Do you know what I mean?
They should though.
Well, they should, but
I just think your respect for Dwight goes out the fucking windy here.
I don't think it's great, but I like Dwight. I like him in a sense that I think he's been dealt a bad hand.
Aye.
And he's gambled. Or maybe you could argue he's folded, I don't know.
Aye.
Right.
Negan's always got a full house and this guy's got no house.
Pair of twos or something, like, you know, it's not very good. But yeah, we see that Negan is now with Sherry and pretty much Negan's with all the women. Negan's like the only guy in the Saviors that is allowed to have girlfriends slash wives, which I don't know, man. That does seem a bit strange. It's like, I feel like you're alienating, or you know, I don't know. You'd think, all right, maybe the slaves, maybe the low members of the group, but as lieutenants, you would think that they would be, and I don't know, but I mean, we do see that Negan.
No, it's just weird though, right? Because essentially what it is, you've essentially got women at the saviors, pretty much borderline slaves, to serve the men, and you know that's fine if you want to go down that road, fair enough. But I just cannot see for the fucking life of me how the writing of this show has turned Negan into a good guy, and they're all pally with him.
Listen, we haven't. I don't know. We've only seen Negan for a bit, but I would say that what we've seen from Negan so far, that to me says that he is the worst villain. I think he's the worst person we've seen.
He's killed groups of men.
I'm not saying he's the worst person that's ever. But I think in terms of main villains that actually got character development. Look, was there some people were maybe some of Joel's group more despicable and
Jeff? Was it Joel?
Joel. It was Joel. Was there some of Joel's group?
It was Joe.
Joe. Was there some of Joe's group that were maybe like more despicable and had like no morals or whatever? Yes, but if you compare the main villains, it's like people would say Negan is a better person than Shane, which I think's fucking mental. Why? Because Shane tried it on with Laurie in a bathroom, in a shower. I mean, what the hell? That look at the shit that Negan.
Yeah, and as we've pointed out, right? Negan, it's not. He does say, if they say yes. But if you're leveraging their husband / boyfriend's life or family member's life, that's rape. It is what I mean. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's not like you're saying here. If Negan said, "If you marry me or sleep with me, then I'll make your life better here. I'll give you this. You'll have that. I'll offer you money. You can, instead of eating shite sandwiches, you can have." Like that's like, you know, maybe a bit shitty to give someone that kind of choice, but that's an actual choice. That's you making somebody an offer, and they can either accept the offer to make their life better, or they refuse the offer and they accept what they've currently got going. But Negan doesn't do that. You know what I mean? It's like, that's not like he's giving you a chance to make your life better. He's saying, if you don't do this, your life's going to get worse. There's a difference.
Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah, no, of course there's a difference. But for whatever reason, because he's funny and charismatic, people seem to forget it. And then, that's one thing. Then you factor in that he kills people, right? Brutally. Yeah, and you know what? Justified. See killing like Glenn and Abraham, consider what they did to his people. You can justify that.
Yeah, but he also takes joy and pleasure in it. Like, we haven't really seen that many people do that. You know, it's much. I mean, listen, the only time where I think I've really seen that time Rick ran down that police officer, like we were like, that's bang out of order.
Yep.
We thought that was so unlike Rick to do that.
No, absolutely.
I know Rick's a killing machine at times, but I've never seen Rick, especially someone that just didn't deserve it.
No, but it's not like, we've watched Dead City, right? We've not watched like the later scenes of The Walking Dead, right? But it's not like Negan has found God and he is like a completely and utterly different man. It's like Negan toned down a bit. That's what he is.
Yeah, you see in Dead City that he's still.
Sure, he slit that guy's throat and he's like, "We got blood this afternoon.
It's raining."
Yeah.
Killed that other guy who was part of that group. Big black guy. So anyway, Negan then offers Dwight, he offers him happy hour, says he can sleep with any of the women. Dwight refuses it because he hasn't finished his job. So Negan was giving Dwight a chance to have an hour with Sherry, which is just weird. I guess, according to Negan, it's not his wife anymore, it's Negan's wife.
Yeah.
But
it's still weird though, isn't it? I mean, there's no...
Well, it's got to be a better... I mean, look, they escaped once, they can escape again.
Yeah.
Now, we see Dwight, he goes on this mission to bring this guy back that escaped from the Saviors... What's the Saviors compound called again?
It's called The Sanctuary. A wee bit of double fact-checking there for Google, but it's definitely The Sanctuary.
Sanctuary kind of got me a little bit confused with No Sanctuary in...
that episode,
yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is. The Sanctuary, the Kingdom, you've got Alexandria, you've got the Hilltop, you've got Oceanside, that's all your the junkyard. There's your 6 locations.
Yeah, anyway, so Dwight chases this guy down, stops him from leaving. The guy's struggling with a walker. The guy manages to kill the walker, but then Dwight tackles him to the floor, and he's basically not allowed to leave, and Dwight says he's going to have to take him back to the sanctuary compound, because we've just seen that these people don't let you leave. And I don't mean like the Negans, people in general. I just mean when you see like filling groups, they tend not to let you go.
Yeah.
Like the governor didn't let anybody go. And you know what, man? See if you're actually thinking about it logically, you could argue it is smart, because...
Well, we've seen in season 2 not wanting to let Randall go.
Yeah, there is a lot of bad people, right? And so if you want your location to be a secret, you don't want to be open up to an attack from other groups and whatnot. So I can see why. I don't necessarily think it's a fill-in thing, because we've got to keep in mind, this isn't the ideal world where everybody's nice.
Nope.
No, this is a post-apocalyptic world where there's full of arseholes, and, you know, there's no rules and laws, and the only laws are the ones that you make yourself, really. So you kind of do need to protect your group that way. So this guy wants to leave. Dwight won't let him go. He's telling Dwight he cannot go back. Dwight then threatens to dig up his dead wife and feed her corpse to the walkers, and that seems to be enough. The guy just wants Dwight to kill him, but Dwight says, nah, you need to go back. So then the guy gets up and he's like, well, you know what? At least I tried. I tried to, escape. I tried to do my best. And as he's walking back to the sanctuary, Dwight then decides to shoot him in the back of the head. Don't know if he's having a change of heart here. Don't know if he's putting this guy out of his misery. The guy did technically want to die, but then we see later on Dwight has him chained up to a fence at the sanctuary, dead as a walker. Now,
so he didn't put him in his misery.
Is that because Negan would require him being brought back anyway? I'm not too... Well, I don't know. I think you can argue when you're a walker, you're dead. I get it. It's not nice, but I don't think you feel anything.
No, you probably don't, but...
When I said put him out of his misery, I just meant more, end his life and go away from Negan.
Did Dwight fucking drag him back? The bike was fucked.
Yeah, not exactly sure how he got back, but we see Dwight watching him at the end, just chained up to one of the posts here and maybe contemplating life. Dwight seems like a guy that doesn't enjoy what he's doing. We even see a scene with him and Darrow where Darrow says he knows why Dwight is doing this. So Darrow is taken after he tries to escape. The door's left open by Fat Joey, but I think it's a trap.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he walks out to the yard, Negan and a lot of the saviors are there. Sherry does try to stop him halfway through, and she says, don't go out there, but he goes out anyway. So I think this was a trap. He gets beaten up and taken back into his cell. Later, Dwight takes Darrow to Negan's office, I guess for Darrow to submit and say that he is Negan. Negan asks him who he is, and he goes, I'm Darrow. It pisses off Dwight, but Negan's like, nah, he's made his choice, and maybe it wasn't a good choice, but I like this scene with Negan, Dwight, Darrow.
No, it was good. I really enjoyed it, and I like the fact that Darrow didn't give in. It would have made sense for him to give in because it's pretty much rock bottom here, but at least Darrow stayed fucking true to the end.
Yeah,
he wasn't greeting like Rick.
And Negan did explain in front of Darrow the situation with Dwight and how Dwight's wife's sister was ill and she needed medicine, and the saviors had it, and she agreed that she would marry Negan in order for the medicine. Again, a little bit shady, but I still don't think that's as bad, because it's not like Negan's not like saying here, marry me or else I'm going to do this, or there's going to be this consequence. I think Negan making you an offer to marry him and be his wife and for you to be rewarded for that, that's a lot different than saying marry me and be my wife or else you're going to get punished.
Absolutely.
So she decides to marry Negan and become his wife so she can get the medicine, but I guess Sherry and Dwight maybe put a plan together that they didn't want her to be Negan's wife, maybe because Negan's an arsehole.
Yeah.
So Dwight tries to steal the medicine, and then obviously they were out in the run. That's how they met Darrow originally. We know that Sherry's sister dies. Negan says she was a hot piece of ass, a fine piece of ass, and because she was dead, that meant he needed a replacement. So he was going to kill Dwight and Sherry, but Dwight obviously was willing to sacrifice himself. He just told Negan to kill him and let her go, and Negan was going to kill them both, but then Sherry says, let Dwight live, and basically, I'll be your replacement wife. I'll be your replacement fiance. But Negan said that wasn't enough, and he had to give Dwight a punishment of some sort. And I guess he doesn't want to scar his brand new wife's face because, that would... obviously, he wants his wife to be hot, as he said. So, yeah, he scars...
But not literally, because iron.
Not a horror. Hot. So, he scalds Dwight, and then that's how we learn the story of what happened with Dwight and Sherry, and the fact that Dwight did this to try and save Sherry and her sister, and then he was willing to sacrifice his life, but Sherry was willing to, sacrifice her, I don't know, intimacy or whatever. Intimacy
out the window. But, it's weird, because you look at this show, and you always, if you were to rank... It's like, it's just the way the show's written, it's like, you just view Dwight as worse than Negan.
But he's not.
But when you look at it, it's fucking 100% Negan's worse than him.
And then...
But I bet you if you ask people, who's worse?
Well, we're going to put up a poll. We'll put up a poll for this.
It's obviously Negan.
And then Daryl even confesses to Dwight that, I know why you done this. You had no choice, and... we see Dwight listens to Daryl and
cry.
At this point, I don't know, man. It's like I'm not going to say Dwight's perfect because he's not, but I think he's been fucked up by this entire situation.
Yes,
and I think it's twisted him a little bit, but by no means do I think he's worse than Negan.
What an absolute waste it is sending Dwight to fear. By the way, absolute waste.
Yeah, so then we see Daryl break down when no one's there.
The wee Glenn picture.
After the Glenn picture, and
that's pretty much it, isn't it? I thought it was actually pretty good. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. You know what? I remember this episode when it first came out. I didn't really think it was that good, but rewatch for one of the few, normally we were like, rewatching it, this episode got worse. I think rewatching this episode got better, so I'll get a 7 out of 10.
I'll give it a 7 out of 10 as well. It was good. I liked it.
And it just proved, give me more fucking saviors. You know what I mean? Give me more savior episodes. See if season 7 and 8 was like half Alexandria, half saviors, rather than let's give them the kingdom for an episode. Let's give you the Oceanside. Let's give you the junkyard people. That's why this show fucking died. Introduced about 40 people you couldn't give one shit about.
Yeah, do you think we'll ever get a Dwight Daryl union?
Well, I don't know if Dwight's still alive, is he?
I would assume so.
He might be. He might not be. Here. But again, it's like, if Daryl's forgave Negan, he's obviously forgave Dwight. You know what I mean?
You would think so. Anyway, we're giving it a 7 out of 10, guys. Thought it was a good episode. I think that Dwight is probably... he's probably one of the characters that we maybe underrate the most, because I remember thinking the only thing good about season 7 was Negan and Simon. But actually, I have enjoyed Dwight so far. So
yeah, looking forward to it, folks, in the remaining episodes. But again, we know it's...
Hold on, there's 13 to go.
Aye, but my point is, how many are they actually in?
2 or something.
Aye, so that's my point. It's not like, we're getting 14 episodes with the Saviours. Not the way I would have written it. But anyway, 7 out of 10. Till then, peace.